Hey there everybody, and welcome back to more Dead Space 2. Quite a large hole. I wonder how deep it goes. Pretty deep.
Isaac! We're up here! Come on, move!
Hello, Isaac.
Well, this brings up bad memories. I barely managed to escape the CEC facility this morning.
Wait, you're CEC?
Heavy equipment pilot, class 4. You?
Engineer.
Nerd. Figures.
Shit. It's dark. He'll find me in the dark.
Shut up. It's okay, it's just a power outage.
You guys all right up there? No.
Shit. I think life support's out too.
That's not good.
Our two remaining runners, Clark and Strauss. I knew it was only a matter of time before you reached the transit hub. You will find the train inoperable.
Are you insane? You cut off power to life support. There may be other survivors over here.
Public sector is already beyond acceptable recovery conditions. I can't allow you to escape. Goodbye, Clark.
Holy shit, Isaac! Look out! It's headed for you!
What's it? Oh shit. Yeah, say hello to another returning enemy from Dead Space 1. The Brute. Now the Brute is, well, quite brutish. He does a charging attack, he'll swing at you with his arms, and, well, he takes a load of damage, but actually the Detonator is actually pretty useful against him.
Isaac, are you alright? I think that's all of them, for now. Why did Tiedemann turn off the power? What did you do to piss him off so much?
LED. You know what a marker is?
Yeah. The unitologist on my crew wouldn't shut up about it. Why, is it real?
Yeah, it's real. Tiedemann made one using codes. Patterns stored in our heads, mine and Strauss. Everything that's happening on this station is happening because of that marker. I have to get to it and destroy it, and I need Strauss to tell me how.
You're a strange man, Isaac.
Will you help me?
We're about to suffocate, so I think I'm better.
Okay, good. Listen, we need power. Without it, we have no air and no train. Sprawl's gotta have backup batteries somewhere.
Yes. The solar array's up there. But they've been mothballed for years.
Okay, alright, good. I'm heading there now. If I can start them up and get some power to the train.
You'll need someone to open the collector panels. I can do that.
Take Strauss and keep him safe.
So it appears that Tiedemann definitely, well, still has it out for us, and, well, he apparently has it out for anything else living in the private sector here. But yeah, the Brute fight can definitely be fairly difficult depending on what weapons you brought with you. You can see his glowing weak points, but he takes a considerable amount of damage to take down, and oh look, I can show the alt fire. Yeah, with the Detonator, you can just use the alt fire, go pick up any unused mines. Kind of useful. Just picking up a few spare. Oh, who's that handsome man? Yeah, this is actually what the suit looked like from the first Dead Space game. There's actually, I think, one of the suits we'll be getting later that looks very much like that. But after we've collected the last few items in this transport hub, I think it's time to get to the solar array. Now you may be thinking at some other point you'll be heading to get those boxes on the other side. Actually, no, you're not. So you might as well go ahead and get them now. But this is a nice little item storehouse for more than likely any of the items and weaponry you just went through trying to kill the brute for the first time. And it appears some other erstwhile person actually left behind some detonator mines, but sadly I guess detonator mines only work, or the alt fire only works for the particular gun, so we can't actually pick them up. That's lovely. Yeah, yet again, another returning enemy from Dead Space 1. Those guys are called Guardians, and those little assholes are called Pods. You actually don't want to get too close to the Guardian, because even though they're stationary, their whips hurt like a bitch. And the Pods are basically just stationary turrets, more or less, so you really just want to take them out as quickly as possible before you get overwhelmed with Pods. But it was nice enough to drop a gold semiconductor, and actually the brute dropped a ruby semiconductor, which I think we'll be selling very shortly.
Ellie! How's Strauss doing?
With the power off, you can hear noises 3 blocks away. He's gonna give away my position.
Ellie, try to keep him focused. I need to know what he's trying to tell me.
Step 2, the door tight.
Rather unexpectedly, I think this is probably the first real area where, well, you'll see a store, you'll see a workbench, and you'll think it's safe, and in our reality, it's far from it. But we do have a few schematics to drop off at the stores, and we also have some very nice items to go ahead and sell away to get us some very much needed credits. Now I'm going to go ahead and just unequip the Seeker rifle. I'm actually getting a little bit more use out of the Detonator, so I'm going to hold on to that, but don't really have ever much of a use for the Seeker. And, well, I'm going to actually save myself a little bit of money here. Well, not by buying power nodes, obviously. But instead of getting the normal flamethrower, I'm actually going to get one of the DLC flamethrowers. As you can see, it actually costs 0 credits to get. And it has a few extra bonuses, but nothing really game-breaking. So that will save us about 11,000 credits, which is pretty good. Now also, the reason that I bought those power nodes is I'd like to do a few more upgrades for the plasma cutter. But from this chapter on, we actually get a brand new ability for the bench. The respec ability is pretty obvious. For a nominal fee, we are able to actually take all the power nodes out of a particular item and get them all back to rearrange in that item again or to use for whatever. But we can now get the special upgrade for the plasma cutter. It actually causes enemies to, well, flame. They'll actually combust a little bit once we shoot them. It does extra damage and it looks cool. You can actually see Ellie doing it whenever she fires her plasma cutter, so I can only assume she's using the fully upgraded version. But with that, I think we'll just hold on to that last power node for now, and I think we should be ready to keep going on. Oh, you sneaky crawlers, but guess what? I have a buddy. Yeah, really, the crawlers are so weak, you can pretty much throw anything at them and they'll die.
Docking pod is off the mag rail. An engineering work order has been issued.
Ellie, I ran into a snag. It looks like the docking pod that runs to the solar array is floating at the bottom of the shaft.
That figures.
Don't worry. I can fix this. I'm heading outside to have a look.
And here we get, well, first we get an item, but we also get another new mechanic for the anti-gravity portions of Dead Space 2. The thrust canisters, which these are, you'll get more of them out of here if you need them, but you'll notice on that big piece of rubble right there, while I look around for something to set it off, is a canister. And by shooting that canister or hitting it, well, you can now easily propel things through anti-gravity. And there's actually a pretty good reason for them showing off that mechanic as I speed through another exciting anti-gravity portion. But what we need to do is get down to that pod there at the bottom. And besides another lovely view of Saturn and some more helpful items, there are actually more thrust canisters on the underside of the pod. And you can honestly set off the pod with pretty much, or the thrust canisters with pretty much anything, so you might as well save some ammunition.
Ellie, I've got the elevator repaired. I'm heading up to the array. How's Strauss doing?
How do you think he's doing? Can you hear this shit?
He's hallucinating, Ellie. It's part of it.
This is going to be trouble.
It already is. Just keep moving.
Yeah, nice little sneaky hidden power node there, and a schematic for Ripper blades. Somewhat useful. But actually rather surprising, no enemy encounters in there, so, well, easy goings. But it is time to show off a little bit of the flamethrower. Not really my favorite weapon. It eats through ammo very quickly. It, well, it doesn't stun the enemy so they can still attack you. And it's not very ammo efficient. You kind of have to just tap on the attack over and over again. Its secondary attack can actually be pretty useful, but its secondary attack will go through its entire canister at one time, so not really my favorite weapon. For some hot elevator action. Well, hopefully you have plenty of healing items and, well, plenty of ammo because it's tripod time. Yeah, these tripods, well, they're fairly dangerous as we're in a very enclosed space. They won't actually come in, but their reach with both their arms and their tongue is fairly long and it's fairly dangerous. Thankfully, one detonator shell will pretty much knock them off, but not really kill them. They won't actually die until you see an item pop out, and well, kind of frustrating how long it takes to actually kill one of them. Thankfully, the detonator actually shows that it can be quite useful even on hard mode. And keep in mind, this is still an unimproved detonator, so it's doing a pretty good job. We have now fully reached the solar array. If you can't tell by that horrible noise, there are a few cysts. Thankfully though, some of them are in nigh on suicidal positions, but then again some of them, well, we'll have to deal with them with nice explosions. Yeah, canisters are nice to save you a little bit of ammo. They do probably damage equal to... oh. Yeah, that'll be nice. That's a schematic for the force gun. We'll be seeing that in this update. Yeah, canisters, I think, pretty much do the same amount of damage as an exploder arm. They just... not that prevalent in the game, so we're not going to be seeing them that often. So I forgot to show it off, but you can actually grab the cyst little pod that it spits out and actually throw it back at them, but it has a bit of a timer, so you do need to be a bit in a hurry to throw it away, otherwise it will explode in your hand. And one last sneakily hidden little bastard. Yeah, you have to be very careful.
To solar array Sigma 055. Proper identification is required. Please wait here. Watchman Howard Phillips will be with you shortly.
Howard Phillips, I presume. What's left of him, anyway. But with this first text log, we kind of get a little bit of backstory about Howard Phillips and his, well, fairly lonely life centered around birds stuck away in the faraway reaches of the solar array. Yeah, this guy really loved birds. But he was still pretty lonely, so... you know what, even in death, Howard, why don't you come with us? But since I don't really like the flamethrower, and really don't like cysts, sneaky bastards, figured that, well, since there's a store here, I might as well use it. But, oh, I saw you there. Nice little sneaky power node to get. So I'll go ahead and get rid of the flamethrower. Get rid of the flamethrower ammunition. and go ahead and pick up the Force Gun. Force Gun is wonderful. I'm sure those of you who played Dead Space 1 remember it fondly, and hopefully we'll be getting some good use out of it in the video. Also, should I get an... yeah, I'll get another power node. I don't think we've been upgrading enough, and that's kind of sad.
Your rig is not authorized to access this area. Please step away from the door.
Yeah, I had a ulterior motive for bringing along Howard.
Rig authorization recognized. Greetings, Station Watchman Howard Phillips. I hope you slept well.
But you know, I still feel bad leaving him behind. You know, he can be my buddy for the mission.
Unauthorized visitor detected. Auto defenses activated. Station Watchman Howard Phillips. Please provide verbal access code to authorize your guest.
Hey Howard, can you lend me a hand? I'm so sorry about that, Howard. Here, let me help you. I said, there we go. Let me help you. You know, sadly, he wasn't really going to help us with voice recognition with his throat ripped out. But it appears that we're going to have to deal with more security in here than just some locked doors. You will take a lot of damage if you walk into these explosive laser grids, so it's easier just to set them off with whatever you have laying around. I actually do really like the lighting they do in this particular area. How it kind of turns on when you walk by. Oh, see it up there? I see it. Can't get it. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, it's a little bit odd, but yeah, that's more Force Gun energy. It's very good.
Activated personnel system.
This is bad. And this is worse. Shit, this is really bad. Yeah, this area can be a rather unpleasant death trap depending on, well, if you know it's coming or not. Between the leapers, the crawlers, and the vacuum of space, well, you can get really easily overwhelmed. But yeah, someone pointed out in the thread, you can actually just decapitate one of the crawlers and use its body as a makeshift explosive, much like the exploder arm. It can be kind of useful, but, you know, crawlers aren't that hard to deal with in the first place. And another text log. Now, Howard Phillips is slowly losing his mind. And that anti interface that he's talking about is actually that female hologram / computer that we have been seeing popping up around. It's actually kind of weird that, well, nobody actually seems to know what the anti stands for.
Attention, Watchman Howard Phillips. Unauthorized engagement of access lift detected. Please respond.
plasma cutter is nice and powerful now. It may be a bit hard to see the flame effect that occurs, but it's there, and it's awesome. Oh, there's our buddy from downstairs. Yeah, sadly the propeller just didn't do as much damage as I hoped. But with another bench and a few spare power nodes, I think it's time. Well, there were a few more upgrades I wanted to get for the plasma cutter. I was thinking about the line gun, but also, since I've been using a lot more stasis, I might as well improve that some more, increasing its duration. And the nice thing about increasing the capacity on the plasma cutters actually gives you back some ammunition whenever you do that. Much like if you improve the HP on your rig, it actually does fill your health back up to full, which is actually pretty useful. That's a sneaky trap. And was it really worth it? Well, yeah, power node, it's always useful. And an ambush. Yeah, I know I mentioned in the thread that the DLC weapons actually don't get a reskin, but it's a bit hard to see, but this Zealot Force Gun actually does.
Purging life support.
But it is time to see the Force Gun in action, and these stalkers are very helpful. Well, there we go. Yeah, the Force Gun is basically a future shotgun. It sends out a very short-ranged, wide AoE, well, not a wide cone effect of damage. It's very short-range though, so you kind of want to be careful, well, what you're going to use it against. Let me just go ahead and hack us some air in here.
Unauthorized visitor. Mainframe.
Computer, this is Director Titan. Disable all solar array functions immediately.
Initiating system lockdown. System lockdown complete.
I'm sorry, Clark. I know what you're trying to do, and I cannot allow you to succeed. There's too much at stake.
Crafty Titan and Anti working together. Howard Phillips had it all worked out. He knew the score. But we have to enter the computer matrix here, and, well, hopefully power it down. Thankfully, though, in the future, it's actually pretty easy to do that.
The computer mainframe is a violation of Titan Station Civic Code. Replace all panels and back away from the fuse board.
Yeah, a little ambush of some crawlers, or... no, swarmers. A little ambush of swarmers. Fairly easy to deal with, as long as they don't all jump on you at once.
Unauthorized visitor. Mainframe.
But for this particular puzzle, there's a set of symbols on the floor here. And we have 4 different fuses with similarly matching symbols. Pretty easy to figure out, we just have to have them match up with what's on the floor here. And when we get it right, we get a nice green color as opposed to a red.
Unauthorized visitor. Mainframe. Warning. Mainframe electrical shielding has been deactivated. Proceed with caution.
And for readjusting the fuses, we actually get our first step in the access to the mainframe.
Warning. You are now in violation of multiple subsections of the Titan Station Civic Code. Stand clear of all machinery immediately.
And by using this nearby button, we are actually able to turn the ventilation system around, or the air ducts, allowing us access to the opposing side. Now, while the opposing side may seem very similar to the other side, there's actually a nice little secret in here.
Unauthorized visitor. Mainframe.
But not before we get attacked by... oh god. Yeah, this is an upgraded slasher. Very dangerous, but easily susceptible to getting face pounded with air. These guys are very dangerous. We'll be seeing a lot more of them. So we have another pattern on the floor, but, well, we're gonna do a little deviation.
Unauthorized visitor. Mainframe.
Now you may remember on the opposing side we lit up the fuses to make them go green, and these are, well, blue. And that is to tell you that you're doing something special. What did we do? Well, we opened up another rerouting panel for the air ducts.
Unauthorized visitor. Mainframe.
Now, while I know all of you can't get enough hot air ducting action, this is actually rather useful. I mean, it gets us a power node. That's all. Oh, we have down here Universal Superstar Ping. That's what we have. Yep. It was a secret item from the first game. That was worth, I think, 100,000 credits. But you didn't get access to it till the very end of the game. Oh. But yeah, Ping is, well, a space celebrity, more or less. You may have noticed her large poster in the transport hub. But it's basically on par with the, I think, a ruby semiconductor in this game. They really lowered the value of it. But, you know, it's worth a trophy and it's worth finding. And I'm not going to argue with more space credits. But now I think it's time to place the fuses in the correct position.
Unauthorized visitor. Mainframe. Mainframe containment compromised. Security has been notified.
Well, since we know we are going to have a buddy waiting for us, I figured it'd be another good opportunity to show off the detonator. You can never have too many explosions, honestly. But yeah, once you know something is going to be coming after you, just set up a little trap.
The mainframe circuits are extremely fragile. Please step away. Damaging the mainframe circuits will cause lapses in programming. For your safety, step away from the circuits.
Yeah, you're just telling me to bust these, aren't you? But as we proceed to bust open these circuits, we're actually gonna, well, not all the time get assaulted, but every so often we'll get a slasher running at us. Not too difficult to deal with. And I am just running out of inventory space.
Automated functions offline. Lockouts offline. Station reverting to manual operation only.
And with the computer now offline, we should have no problems getting through the rest of the solar array. Cat scare.
Ellie, I'm on my way to the mirrors now. I have to realign them manually. How's Strauss?
Walls are too close. See for yourself.
No, I'm not ready for the needle again. You have to let me out. I can't breathe. Let me out.
Strauss, what's wrong? Ellie!
He's waiting for me.
Maybe I should hurry up just a little bit. Strauss is really going hysterical. What the fuck? Yeah, it may be a bit hard to tell. That is actually another returning enemy from Dead Space 1. They may be a bit hard to tell what they are. They're actually portions of an enemy called a divider. Dividers were actually pretty nasty enemies, but I think we'll be seeing more of them later. For right now, we're just dealing with the individual parts of the divider, and well, they're more or less just an annoyance. They don't really do that much damage, and they go down pretty easily. Jesus, why won't you die? Yeah, that one, I think that one kind of figured out that you don't want to fuck with me. But along in this hallway outside of the divider parts, there's actually a few cysts waiting and hiding. Thankfully, there's plenty of item boxes to set them off. Kind of weird, we're actually doing pretty well in ammo right now. I'll just go ahead and drop off the stasis, I'm not going to use it. I can never have enough plasma cutter ammo. Yeah, that encounter right there can actually be fairly difficult. Especially if you don't realize the lurkers and leapers are all coming at you. It's a very narrow platform. You'll really get torn apart. But the good news is, since we have a power node left over, we have access to another room full of goodies. Problem is, well, don't really have enough room. Really need another suit upgrade soon, hopefully. But let's see what I can. Oh, we got a text log first. And this is the last words of Howard Phillips. He's gone full batshit crazy. He thinks that even the birds are out to get him, and well, he was probably being slowly devolved mentally by the marker. But I have no idea why I'm holding on to these Ripper blades, because I'm not even using the Ripper. So, nuts to me. Also, though, I hate to do it, I just don't have enough force energy to really justify carrying it around, so. And at least we got another new weapon schematic out of that, the contact beam. And we also got some more credits, so that's always helpful, but I think this video's gone on long enough, and next time we're going to be heading up there to the actual solar array dishes. But with that, I'll see you next time for more Dead Space 2.